This segment of the Sports Narrative Radio Show is backed by Xena Communications. Internet, Wi-Fi, IT, cloud services, and security cameras. Get connected in your home or office today. Call or click for your free consultation in the DFW area.
And they had a segment today on Mr. Wentz. Norm has been very big on him, apparently, for going back months.
No doubt.
And so basically, at number 4, it's a horrible reach.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Where would you say, like, let's say the Cowboys fall in love with this guy for some reason, and they say, this is the guy we want to get.
Which they're going to be coaching him for, 3 days, so...
So there you go. They get there, they love what they see.
Right.
They say, okay, 4 isn't it. Where would you expect the Cowboys would need to trade down to still stay in range to draft him?
See, it's so weird with quarterbacks because, I mean, hell, as Norm said on the show today, the 49ers at 5 could say, that's our guy.
Yeah.
Lynch and Goff are gone. And we've talked about this, and by the way, Goff seems to be absolutely separating himself because now you're starting to see people who actually scout for a living talk. And they're saying, yeah, Goff is really good, and Paxton Lynch is more upside than good. Mm-hmm. He's going to take a lot of effort. And so now some people are saying, well, Carson Wentz is better than Lynch. No.
Okay.
But he's... I could see him going, I mean, that's the thing about quarterbacks. It's tough to guess.
And there's always a guy that everyone falls in love with between now and draft day, and they shoot up the board. And so who knows? I hear what you're saying, who knows? But right now, do you think it's a middle-round talent? Where would you put him at?
I've had him pegged as a second-round pick, a guy who basically I could draft, would be a solid backup, and maybe in a couple years could develop into kind of like Andy Dalton. Mm-hmm. Very similar to Andy Dalton. In fact, I think there's a good comparison there. They're both taller players. They've both got good arms. They both have plus athleticism.
They both have red hair.
There you go. So it's that kind of thing. I
Like
think the comparison is there. But with Andy Dalton, he was a guy that the Bengals took in the second round, has developed into a plus starter. But I don't know if he's not an elite guy, and I think that might be where it lands for Wentz. The other thing I will disagree, though, with when Norm was talking about, guys that kind of come out of nowhere and shoot up draft boards.
Yeah.
Well, that's a mixed bunch. For every Blaine Gabbert that you see that does that, you also have a guy like Joe Flacco who does it, and Joe Flacco's pretty good.
Yeah, well, of course.
So that I think there's, you have to evaluate every guy individually.
So if a team drafts him at 15 right now, do you think they're reaching too much?
I think they're reaching a little, but I don't think that's a bad reach if it's a need. Like if Houston takes him at 50, in the middle rounds there, or 24 or whatever.
They're down at 20, 23
Yeah,
or 24.
I was going to say. Hell, if he's there at 20 for my Jets, I wouldn't be against it.
Yeah, you're going to need a quarterback in a couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to need a quarterback next year. But
you got Fitzy. He'll be back.
All right. So
Find more by subscribing to this channel and visiting us at www.thesportsnarrative.com. Join us every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central for a live edition of the Sports Narrative Radio Show hosted by Xena Communications.